Hey everybody, it's Nurse Sheila. Welcome back to my kitchen. I'm really excited today because I'm making dessert, and it's my favorite dessert, picnic raspberry tort. These are the ingredients that you're going to need for the picnic raspberry tort. 1 bag of marshmallows, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 stick of butter, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 3/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs, and 1 quart of raspberries. If this is your first time watching one of my recipe videos, I'm cooking for breast cancer awareness, and I'm using pink colors on myself and in my food just to raise that awareness for breast cancer. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start by starting my stove, putting a package of marshmallows. I'm going to start out with maybe a higher flame, and then as it gets going I'll reduce it. And then I need, from the whipping cream, about 1/4 cup. And just pour that over the marshmallows. And then the wonderful ingredient, the Philadelphia cream cheese. So I put a whole 8-ounce package of Philly cheese in, and I'm starting to just stir it up, and these marshmallows and the cheese and the whipping cream are going to melt into a nice smooth sauce. So I've turned the heat down, the marshmallows are starting to melt, and the cream cheese is starting to melt. I'm just going to stir it continuously and let all of these flavors blend. And you really have to watch this because as it melts, you don't want it to burn. And if you notice that it's speeding along, just turn your heat down a little bit. I've really got the cream cheese mixture on a low heat now, and the marshmallows and the cream cheese and the whipping cream are really melting fairly fast. I'm going to step away and start working on the graham cracker crust. So we've got 1 stick of butter, the graham crackers, graham cracker crumbs, and the 1/4 cup of sugar. Just stir that all up with a fork and make a really nice graham cracker crust. I've pulled out my whisk in these final moments of melting the marshmallows. Just really helps to blend the cream cheese and the marshmallows. So that works pretty well. Can even remove it from the heat at this point or turn the heat off because the marshmallows are all melted in. So we've got a nice creamy mixture. Okay, it's time to add the pink to my melted marshmallows and cream cheese. And so I'm adding a little bit of red food coloring with some blue to give a pink color. And then we get a really nice pink color. I just placed my cream cheese marshmallow sauce into another stainless steel bowl and popped it into the refrigerator. It's going to stay there for about 10 minutes to cool. And I've got the graham cracker crust all ready, and I'm going to reserve about 1/2 cup. That's going to be used as topping. And to make the graham cracker crust, it's really quite easy. I'm just going to press it into the pan. And I've got a 13 by 9 glass pan. I'll just take my fingers and just pat it on the bottom of the pan. I have the cream cheese and marshmallow sauce cooling in the fridge. Just pressed in the graham cracker crust into the pan, and I'm going to pop it in the oven for 6 to 8 minutes, 350 degrees. Okay, the next thing we need to do is whip the whipping cream. While the graham cracker crust is baking, I'm going to whip the whipping cream. And part of the reason that this is such a good picnic raspberry torte is because you can make it with an old-fashioned mixer. Almost any place you go, you can find an old-fashioned mixer, and so that's what I'm going to whip my whipped cream with today. Here we go. So you just want to mix it until soft peaks form. And so you can see that it's, a little bit thick, and you can make it stand up a little. The cream cheese and marshmallow mixture has cooled in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. I've whipped the whipped cream, and then I have the graham cracker crust cooling also in the fridge. That has to cool about 5 or 10 minutes too. It's time to fold the whipped cream into the cream cheese and marshmallow mixture. I'm just going to put all the whipped cream in here and then start to fold it into the other mixture. And that's making the basis of our torte. Okay, so now it's time to add the raspberries. And literally you can just pour them in a little bit at a time, or sprinkle them in a little bit at a time. It's 1 quart of raspberries. I'm just going to continue to fold them into the whipped cream, cream cheese, marshmallow sauce. It's so beautiful. This is a lot of raspberries, but it really is why I think people love it, because a lot of people really love raspberries. It's a raspberry in every bite. Okay, this is the fun part. We're going to put the raspberry mixture, the cream cheese, and the whipping cream into the graham cracker crust. Just sort of gently press it out. So you might recall we reserved some of the graham cracker crumbs, and I'm just going to sprinkle them gently over the entire torte. So we've got a completed picnic raspberry torte. Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to pop it in the fridge. It really only needs about 15 minutes, but it certainly keeps overnight or for a couple of days. Normally I would bring picnic raspberry torte to an occasion in a 13 by 9 pan. Cut it in squares and serve it on plates. But for this occasion, because of breast cancer awareness, I wanted to put it into martini glasses, and I cubed it, and each of these glasses represent a part of the woman's journey through breast cancer and recovery. The first glass is diagnosis. And then number 2 is as she's going through the treatment plan and getting taken care of, whatever that may be. And then ultimately, when the journey is behind her, that's dessert. And thank you, Paula, for developing this contest. Both myself and my patients are really having a ball and are enjoying ourselves with this whole process.